we've actually talked about this a year ago. Um, but you're very proud to say that your parents are your biggest supporter. You know that your mother is very proud of you. She talks to you all the time. But what do you think your father would think right now?
Oh man, I might get a little emotional here, but I think that he would just be so proud that I continued to chase my dreams even after I was slapped in the face saying no so many times. So many times it was like, no, 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 until it was a yes. So I think that he would be very proud of the determination and the work that I put in to be able to achieve what I have so far. I'm not done yet. Still going, thankfully.
Is this the character that you're showing? Is this something that you got from both your mom and your dad?
Absolutely. My dad was an athlete. He was a wrestler, actually went to university for wrestling. And so my mom didn't do sports. So she always tells me you get it from your dad. But I just think that, yeah, all qualities, they come from him. Definitely.
You would say that during this whole journey, even until now, he's one of your strengths. You would say?
Yeah,
that.
I would say so. I mean, like my mom will talk to anyone. She's never met a stranger. You know, my dad was more kind of like a quiet supporter, but he would tell anyone, even at a young age, he would tell them, you haven't seen anything yet.
Wow.
And so, of course, you know, he's not with us here, but he is.
I'm sure he is. And I'm sure he's very, very proud of you.
Thank you. Yes.
Amazing.
I just got goosebumps.
I know. It's such a... And you're the youngest.
I am the youngest, yes.
They always say the youngest are the strongest, most good looking and all that sort of stuff.
Are you the youngest?
Oh, I'm actually
the youngest.
I'm the youngest too. So there we go. High five.
Yes, yes.
Para sa mga bunso. Diba? Saan kayo? Anyway, that's amazing. So, okay, let's fast forward now to where you are now, especially your experience at the Olympics. You were there also.
Mm-hmm.
How was that for you?
It was an amazing experience, just from, you know, the training before to the Olympic Village and the competition itself. I think, you know, my favorite memory was, of course, the opening ceremonies, just because it was a time where we were just all together. And, you know, Filipinos, we like to have fun. And so I think we were maybe not the largest boat, but we were definitely the loudest.
Yeah.
And it was raining too.
It was raining.
It was.
Yes. But we know how to party, and it was the best time, truly. Yes.
How many of you Olympians represented
22, I believe.
Maraming.
22,
Yeah,
yes.
there was a
Marami
lot.
yun, yeah. It's the biggest.
I think it was the largest. Yeah,
Yeah, it's
the
the
largest
biggest
group. Yes.
That's why that's the reason I think also for Mez, the time at the training camp in Mez, because prior to the Olympics, they flew everybody out to this place that's like 4 hours away, just for a training camp for everybody to get acclimated again.
Yes. Time zone and the weather and. Yeah.
How is that for you? Because I would talk to several athletes and they would say usually they would fly out maybe 5 days before or maybe 2 weeks before. That's the longest, probably like 2 weeks before. But to be able to spend that 1 month with fellow Filipino athletes, how is that like for you?
Yeah, it was amazing for us to actually all be together, because we're all spread out kind of training in different areas. So the fact that we all got to kind of come together and really, you know, rely on each other. It's much easier to do what you do when you have multiple rather than just yourself. It's, you know, it's motivation. It's, you know, when you're having a bad day, somebody to pick you up. And so that time that we had in Mets was really special, because it was just, we're just grinding our way up until the Olympics, and it was a great time together. Yes.
Was there any, like, you have any cool friends? Like, did you get anyone like close to some of them? Can you name some of them that you're good mates with?
In gymnastics?
In the Philippine team when you guys were over there.
Yeah, I mean, Carlos is actually, you know, we met in 2022 for SEA Games, and we've come, you know, great friends since then. And he's such an inspiration. I just watch him in practice and I'm like, oh my gosh, you're so good.
Yeah. Coming from the States and seeing him as a Filipino grown.
Yes.
What's your opinion on?
Yeah,
on how
because I had actually watched him, and I think it was a World Championships before. I think it was 2018. It was a long time ago.
Oh wow!
And I remember watching him on the screen, and I was like, oh my gosh, like this is amazing. Like this Filipino is doing so well in gymnastics, and you know, a sense of pride, you know, of where we come from. And it's just, he's such an inspiration to me, and everyone because he's such a hard worker, very determined, and, of course, homegrown, which I think is really special to everyone.
Were you able to kind of get to know the other athletes as well? Because I know you spend a lot of time with Emma and Levi as well during training, but like, let's say the boxers, the rower.
Yeah, we were kind of in the same room as some of the swimmers and, some of the fencers as well. And so it's just so cool to see, different backgrounds of people, and we're all coming together. This is the best of the best. Of course, we're talking about the Olympics and getting to pick their brain a little bit, what their training looks like, how they got to this point. And I really take inspiration from that, even though it's not the same sport. It's all relative.
I think there's nothing that beats that vibe, right?
Mm-hmm.
That when you vibe together, like you represent the Philippines in this sport. You're the best, meaning you're the best in the whole Philippines, 120,000 people, and you're the best in that sport. And sometimes there's more than one, but sometimes you're the only one.
Mm-hmm.
And how does that feel like to just be there? Like I'm by myself, but hey, we're all together as a whole. Cause hey, we represent the Philippines,
Yes.
like, I mean, for you, how did that feel when you accomplished your goal to say, hey, I'm an Olympian? Like,
there's so much sense of pride, competing for the Philippines because, you're not only representing the gymnastics community, you're representing a whole country. And so I want to do everything that I can to continue to make them proud. And it's such an honor to be able to represent.
How would you compare it though? I mean, you've had this dream ever since you were 5. You're 22 now. When you competed, you were 21.
Yes.
Yeah, 21. For 16 years, how would that dream compare to the reality of it? How does that compare?
It's just something that I kind of like kick myself a little bit because, going back to the competition, I was like, man, like I didn't do great. Like I fell on beam and like I wish I would have done better. And, you can go on the list of things that you could have, should have, would have. But I mean, looking at it as a whole, I have to remind myself that you competed in the Olympics. You fell, but you fell at the Olympics. And so kind of just, pulling the brights out of every situation. Of course, it wasn't the perfect competition as much as I wish that it was. But, gymnastics aside, just the whole experience in general it was amazing, incredible.
So you wouldn't change anything?
I wouldn't change anything because I think that, no matter what happens, I think that hopefully if I can inspire just maybe one person to continue to chase their dreams, then I'll be happy.
I'm a firm believer that everything happens for a reason.
Absolutely.
So whether it's failure or success,
yes,
or a challenge or anything, there's a reason. Just like what happened to you when you were in the US. You didn't go to the Olympic qualifiers, or you didn't even qualify for that.
Yes.
But then you became victorious, becoming an Olympian.
Yes.
One of millions. That's what you can say.
Hindi kailangang clutch ang panunood. Head on over to Clutch Talks on YouTube, Spotify, and Apple Podcasts for the full episode. Leave a like, comment, and subscribe on Clutch Talk social na rin para hindi mahuli sa Usapang Clutch.